Hello Tubesters, it's Gav. Welcome to another one of my videos. Today we're looking at the 6mm Normandy project, 1944. Just a small group of German vehicles. As I say, I'm still working through the last of the last of the vehicles that I was given, a good few years ago, or that I can use for this project. I do have a few more British vehicles, but like Cromwells. I think I've got a few more Cromwells left. But I bought those samples from 2D6, and I've only got like about 6 of them, I think, something like that. I'm gonna clean those up and prime those. I've got some varnish work to do tomorrow on the 28mm Romans and also the 1 in 35 scale tank that I've been working on. So I'll do the priming then, hopefully. So yeah, I've got 8 vehicles. You've seen them all before. You might not have actually seen them all before, but mainly Mark IVs, a couple of 250 half tracks, some 251. Let me just. I've had to get my my book here because I can never. My head's that mashed now. A Mittelera Schützenpanzerwagen 7.5 centimeter Stuck 37 SDKFZ 251/9. And you wondered why Gav couldn't remember it. Yeah, and let me just quickly check. I'm not sure if the mortar version. I've got a 250 with a mortar. I'm just seeing if it's actually. Oh no, well we know it's a 250, so yeah, we've got a little 250 with a mortar, and a couple of those stuck. Yeah, I just thought they were Stummels. Never mind. Right, although I think the Stummels are the armoured car version, isn't it? Right, let's go down and take a look. Right, there they are in all their glory. Not exactly many, but again, I just stick them on the side, and when I've got 5 minutes, I have a mess around with them, do a bit more. So this is one of the Stuck 76. Oh my life, you know what I mean. Anyway, infantry support tank, I call a tank half track on a 251. Is it half track? This one's fairly simple. A couple of craters where shells have landed. I just do my little simple painted crosses on. I don't go in a little. They'd obviously got a raised bit for a number plate, so I just did a bit of that. Again, bit of track marks there as well, just to liven the. Let's say it all just livens the bases up. It just tells little stories. I know what people say. Well, if I'm advancing things across the tabletop, do you want a load of rubble advancing with them? And the same for the power poles in the background. But it's just a bit of imagination, It's just I like to do it. It makes them more than just a piece of MDF with a little vehicle stuck on it. So yeah, a bit of rubble. I've not gone over the top, just made it a bit brick looking. Bit of grass around. Maybe it's an old farm building that's been destroyed, or something like that. I don't want to go over the top, but it's enough just to say what it is. As I say, these haven't got any machine guns in the behind the shield or through the shield, and I could stuck a bit of wire on there, but I didn't think it really warranted it. They often dismounted them if they needed to. So that's that. We've got the usual little fir trees I've made out of blue foam, and here's our mortar hiding behind them. Bit more like hardcore bushy areas type of stuff. Another little shell crater. So I won't say loads, but the photographs at the end, what the quality I don't know, but I'll stick them on at the end. We've got a bit of a painted wall with this one. Maybe it's part of a building, and that's what's left of it. Again, just blue foam and a bit of leftover. I wanted to make the craters out of milliput, so whatever I'd got left, I've got a bit of a crater there. I've just added extra rubble in, just textured it a bit with me piece of wire. It's like he's hiding behind a bit of protection there. Power poles, again, power poles advancing across the battlefield. They probably won't survive first contact with the enemy, but I just fancied doing them. They probably be, I might put another wash over these yet, make them not so stark. Then these are concrete, and what they do is, like in our country, we've got wooden ones, and normally to keep obviously kids from climbing up, and the wooden and the actual stirrup, the metal bits that the guys stand on as they're working on the wires, they're higher up, and they usually use spikes or a ladder to get up. They used to. It tended to be more spikes in the old days. I think they use more ladders now, but in France, I'd noticed on the photographs of Normandy and that, a lot of them were concrete, and these little black marks are the holes in the concrete, so that the guys could just walk up put their feet in them as they go up. So they just represent holes. I wasn't going to drill them out. It's just a bit of paint, but they're a bit stark, so I might put just a couple of washes of paint over them, just to. And they also had like a metal frame that the elements stood on. I'm going to obviously put any wires on or anything like that. It's just to tell a story. This is a road. I saw the power lines that ran along. They'd normally obviously sit aside of the drainage ditch, but obviously I'm a bit pressed for space, so I put it there. Yet another Mark IV. So no numbering on these. I wouldn't be able to get them that small, I don't think, to make it look tidy. And again, I just vary where the ground area is, if that makes sense. This one's got a few, obviously, more overgrown bushes on. And then we've got the other power pole. They're not on the same size. It's only because where I put the grass strip. It doesn't really bother me. Again, it tells a story. They could be going up one side of the road, down the other. Doesn't really matter. Again, we've got a couple more shell craters. Or mortar craters. Whatever you want to decide they are. Again, just a bit of a grass verge to the road. With our little power poles. Not the best work in the world, but they suffice. Right, so that's those. As I say, I've got some of those 2d6. I've got I'm not going to get that now. I've got a Panther, I believe, a Stug. I've got no Stugs at all in this collection, so I've got a Stug, and one of the earlier the Mark III with the howitzer, the infantry support howitzer, which were used, I believe, by Panzer in Normandy. So I wanted one of those. So yeah, we'll have those up next, I think, because I don't want to keep showing you the same vehicles over and over again. So I'll do those next, and then I'll be out of vehicles and tanks and stuff, and we'll see. When I've got some money aside, I'll go and have a check out and see what. I've just got a couple of buildings that I'm working on. Do some final highlights and work on the base on that. I'm undecided yet whether to put them on a small base or just leave them like this. I'm not sure. But obviously that's a demolished building. Probably quite old, these, but they do the job. So it's supposed to show a demolished building, and that's what it does. So there's that one, and the other one I'm working on is this guy. Got a couple more prime, but I've tried to do a bit of. Should have used inks on these really, because the paint washes have gone a bit thick and completely. I wanted the metallic to show through slightly, and it hasn't really. But oh well. And obviously I'm still working on windows and stuff, but it's like a little coal yard, so that'll all be blacked out soon for coal, and obviously I've got to work on the top. And I don't want it so dark, so I'll be doing some more brighter paint work on those as well. And there we go. So guys, thanks for stopping by and taking a look. I've got one of the Chaos 40k Space Marines done. I've got a Primaris Space Marine that I'm going to be painting as Ultramarine. He came through. I just bought a single off eBay, single sprue type of thing, just for the fun of painting. So he's going to be primed up tomorrow with these guys. I've cleaned him up yesterday. The Napoleonics, I've actually just been painting Napoleonics this afternoon, trying to get these Hussars, because they have sat on the back burner where I've been messing around with everything else. So I need to get those done. They're not far off from just having the faces, the flesh done on them, and then I'll do that horse tutorial sometime in the week. The 1 in 35 scale M48 A2 the crew haven't got any further forward, but I need to get onto them. I've been having too much fun painting, was it Chaos Space Marines? I need to get those done so they can be finished off. I've got the tank itself. I've done some basic weathering. I've put a semi-gloss varnish over it. Satin would be the word, I keep using the wrong one. So satin over that. And I'm going to do some oil washes tomorrow, because my desk will be messy, so I might as well keep it messy with some oil paints. Do some oil washes on that. Then I need to dig out my blue foam just to get it ready for a basing type of thing. So we should have an update on that maybe later on in the week. Done nothing more to the Lexington. I decided to hold back on her. That's the 1 in 700 scale Lexington. I'm holding back on her till this M48's out the way. Once the M48's out the way, I want to, whenever I do any modelling, I don't want to do anything else, and I only work on the Lexington for a couple of weeks, and then I want to do my PTSD build of the 1 in 35 scale BV track personnel carrier. Anything else I'm going to show you, I'll tell you about? Other bits and pieces popping up as we go. It's been a bit quiet of late, only because I've just been doing stuff that isn't, as I say, I'm not sticking videos up just for the sake of it. So look after yourselves. Thanks for all the kind words and support you give me. It's very much appreciated. Thank you for the guys on the video channels that actually make the content. It's been good company as I've been working. Look after yourselves, and we'll catch each other very soon on another video.